Well, today is technically day 13 that I've been working with Ray and John Henry, and you see we've got them separated today. So this is the first day I'll be working with them each by themselves. Ray's in the regular pen that we normally work in. You can see we've had halters and lead ropes in here with their food for them to get used to, and John's over there in the round pen. And I've got a different halter today than the one we've been working with. This one's a little bit softer and we think a little bit bigger. And my ultimate goal, again, you know I use that word lightly because people have goals and horses don't, but I am a people. So, hi Ray. My goal as we're reaching the end of this 4-week intensive that I've been doing with John and Ray is to have a halter. I would love to have a halter on both of them, but my focus has been on Ray. Ray is the one I worked with prior to this intensive, and then we kind of let the horses tell us who was ready for what, and it seemed when the first day or two when I was working with them that John was sort of coming to the forefront of being the most confident, and then Ray quickly changed that role and has just progressed and made the connections and understanding the pattern that we're doing, and John has been a little bit more of an observer. So it's been good for both of them, but I definitely think we're much closer to getting the halter on Ray than John. Now, however, John might surprise us when he's by himself and when I can really focus on him. So I'm going to work with both of these guys today separately, and my aim, my goal today and tomorrow, my ideal, number one, highest goal would be to have a halter on Ray. I should shoot for the stars, have a halter on both of them. I feel it is somewhat reasonable to get a halter on Ray. Still think it's pretty lofty, but because he's been eating out of the halter, I think it's possible. And we'll see. So he's looking at me. He's kind of interested. Let's just see. I brought grass. I've been using just hay, but I brought grass out because, come here, Ray, just a little bit different. There's so much grass out right now, and it's longer, so I thought I might be able to reach it through the halter, and he might like that. So first thing I want to see is how does he differ, hi buddy, come Ray, with his friend being gone. So already I can tell the pattern is different. He doesn't normally stay in that corner, and he doesn't ever really go over there while I'm here. He usually comes straight to me, so I'm going to just shift a little bit to what he's communicating. He's a little more comfortable over there. Now he's going to go under the shelter, which again is, hi buddy. Not something he normally does, so I'm going to just try and approach him. Hey, you want to come touch, Ray? Well, that's my water bottle over there. That's scary. Good job, Ray. You want to come from the other side? What are you thinking? So he's just licking and walking, and when he does this, I walk with him with my shoulders, my drive line pointed the same way he's going, so that he's not crossing my drive line. He was a little bit dominant and almost a slight bit aggressive yesterday, and I think that's somewhat typical for Ray, in that while he does have quite a bit of fear still, his tendency is to use intimidation a little to protect himself, whereas John will tend to just run away, startle and run. And Ray will sort of pin his ears and gently turn his bottom. Hey, buddy, yeah, good job. Good job, Ray. So I noticed those subtle ways that Ray sort of asks to see if he can be the passive leader. And one of those ways is by crossing over my drive lines and circling me. So I just keep my drive lines pointed the same way as him and not allow him to cross those. So I'm just going to spend a little time with him now and see if I need to make any adjustments. I really don't want to go all the way over there to that corner because I never want them to feel stuck. And you could see how if I'm approaching him there and he feels he needs to get away, he might startle and feel stuck, and then he could possibly kick. Whereas up until this point in this pen, he's never offered to kick. Even when he turns that sort of diagonal away from me, when it seems like his bottom's kind of pointed at me, he's never picked up a foot. He's never struck out in any sort of a way because he's free to leave. But I've never cornered him in here. It's one of the reasons, good boy, Ray, come touch. It's one of the reasons we came into this pen and out of the round pen is even though the round pen has no corners, they feel like they're running, they literally are running in a circle, and they can't quite get any further away from me. If I'm in the center of the circle and they're running around the edge, they can't ever get any further away. And so it does feel a little bit, it makes them feel a little stuck. So some people love the round pen for that reason. And I've used a round pen many times starting young horses, especially horses that I bred and raised myself. But I found with these guys that it was counterproductive because there was a whole lot more fear involved, and that survival mechanism for them to know they could get away from me was taken from them. So that's why we moved to this pen. But I might approach him a little bit closer in that corner just to see what we get, because he's going to want to be over there. That's where John is. And if things aren't really progressing along and I'm not getting his attention, I might go over and work with John first and just see. So that's the flexibility we need every day when we come to our sessions and our practice times with these horses is we can come with an agenda. It's okay to have a plan, but we also, hi Ray, come buddy, come touch. Whenever he looks at me, I try to acknowledge him. We also have to be willing to listen. It's a partnership, and it's not a one-way conversation. So I always have my ears attuned to them to say, how are they feeling today? Does it fit the agenda I'd like to be on? And then if not, I'm completely free to make adjustments that work for both of us. And yesterday, if you watch the day 12 videos from yesterday, I think it was a good example. He started out really standoffish, actually a little grumpy, a little defensive, very skittish, and had a sort of an aggressive way of taking the treats from me instead of that soft, gentle way that he's been. And so it was different than I had expected. And so I just modified some things, but we ended up the same place that we finished after day 11, which was with him eating out of the halter. So just an example of just because things don't start out the way you hope that they will, if you can be patient and consistent. A lot of times that's all these horses are checking for is life consistent? Can I trust it? And if we make too many changes, then we kind of rattle their world. And it's a good time to just say, okay, great. You're just checking to see if I'm the same yesterday, today, and forever, right? That's what our Creator says. He is the same. And He waits on us and then asks us to wait on Him because we trust Him. So, time to get hanging out with these guys, with Ray and John. So, hi Ray, you want to come for a touch? I will see y'all at a later time in this video, or in this session. See ya.